So, you have reached the endgame and want to build a megastructure. Well, now you have to choose carefully, because you may end up spending all that influence and alloys and time on something that is not beneficial to you, or not beneficial to you at this stage, because you can only build so many of them at a given time. As such, you will need to prioritize. Today, I will give you my top 9 megastructures in Stellaris, and since the game does not count habitats or gateways towards your megastructure limit, we will not be covering those. Due to that, and their cost, they're just something you start building mid to late game. So, with that being said, without further ado, let's begin. At number 9, we have Mega Art Installation. The reason why this megastructure is at the bottom of this list is because by late game, you do not need the resource that it generates. In most of my games, by the time I'm building megastructures, I'm already producing enough unity through entertainment buildings that not only I can fill up my tradition tree in time, but I can also get all the ambitions I need unlocked. As the game goes on, you will be able to keep your edicts for longer and longer. As such, you will need even less unity. Amenities also reach a diminishing returns point very quickly, so much so that economically it is unlikely this building will even pay for itself. If it cannot pay for itself, I could have used that construction slot for something better. Number 8, Interstellar Assembly. If you have extra building slots and just 45k alloys to throw at something, this is sort of worth it. Unlike the last one, I would consider this somewhat worth it in most circumstances, but definitely not something you should build first. It is also one of the fastest megastructures to build, so this is more like a mini megastructure you can build when you have finished the other megastructures and have extra 300 influence to throw at it. It generates extra envoys, which are always good, but this building simply allows you to dominate the Galactic Senate, and unfortunately in general, Galactic Senate has little effect on the game itself. But it is the cheapest and fastest to build, so you could just get it out of the way. Number 7, Sanctuary. On paper, being able to see the entire galaxy and all the fleets you would think would be a great boon. However, considering the costs, but even more importantly the scanner range of your own stations, means you should be able to see most of the enemy fleets without the array. I consider this megastructure to be highly situational, as in its value highly depends, being from number 7 to even number 2, depending on if you have rivals that you're worried about on the other side of the galaxy. It would work, but the ample amount of information that the game already provides about the other empires makes this one a lot less effective than it should be. I do, however, like to build this at all games simply because it lets me predict what my opponent will do with their fleets and lets me counter them early. If they declare a war on me, I would like to know what kind of equipment they have on their ships, so I will be able to build counter ships. So it is at number 7 simply because of how situational it is, and in a normal case, you will just not really need it. Number 6, Matter Decompressor. The good old Matter Decompressor, probably the megastructure that has gone through the most amount of rebalancing. Plus 2,000 minerals per month for only 100 energy sounds like a great deal, and it certainly is a benefit, but considering, number 1, habitats built on top of mineral sources already should provide you with enough minerals. 2, Dyson Sphere, which takes pretty much the same amount of time, alloys and everything, produces 4,000 energy without any, maintenance, boosting your economy twice as much, if not more, making Matter Decompressor the last choice to boost your economy. Number 5, Ring World. I was very torn between this one and the number 4 for this spot. For while you may think they're nothing alike, let me make my case. The main reason Ringworld is not the top megastructure is, unlike most other megastructures, this one requires population. The population that could be doing the exact same job on another planet without consuming the alloys and the megastructure construction slot. It is the best origin to start with. I mean, arguably, but it is one of the banned origins. However, towards the end game, things change up by quite a lot. The way I see it, it is a few habitats coming together. However, everything you save in the influence you lose in terms of population growth, which is the limiting reagent in the reaction that is Stellaris economy, and population growth is always an important factor. With that population growth, you can invest into economy, which then you can invest into fleets, and it is quite handy to just throw the pops there, which is great. So it still has a very major use. I always build it, putting it at a number 5 just below our next contender. Number 4, Mega Shipyard. So, Ark, you dull tomato, why would you put a Mega Shipyard above a ring world or even matter decompressor? After all, it doesn't generate, well, anything. It doesn't add to your score, it doesn't add to your economy. You can replace all of its functionality with a starbase. Well, the reason for that is very simple. By the endgame, preferably, you should have enough alloy production to churn out fleets like it's nobody's business. And at that moment, you will notice that your 5 shipyard starbase cannot churn them out fast enough, especially considering the construction time increase due to battleships. This becomes a problem because it is very common in the endgame to lose all of your fleets and have to rebuild them fast before the enemy comes any closer. At that point, having those 30 shipyards churning out ships at 100% the speed, effectively making it 60 shipyards, will mean with the right economy, you can rebuild your fleets in practically no time. Combined with the fact that the mega shipyards build them with 100% faster, and it also gives you the XP that the shipyards, that the starbase would give, just makes it a no-brainer. This means you can turn your shipyard starbases into anchorages to increase your naval capacity and thus field a much larger fleet, or turn them into, ability to increase your economy. It is completely up to you. But it turns them into a dead weight in terms of economy into an actual asset. So, number 3, Strategic Coordination Center. I mean, it sort of needs no explanation, but I will try. Now, some of you might think, well, this one does not contribute to the economy either, but extra space stations means more economy, more defense, more fleet cap. Sublight speed means faster wars, ability to do hit-and-run attacks. Defense platform capacity means you can cover your back with defense platforms. At start, you would be like, well, okay, so I'm afraid that this guy's gonna declare war if I go to war with this other guy, so this increased defense platform will allow you to hold them off just long enough for you to finish your war somewhere else. This is a thing of beauty and should be one of your very first builds. Number 2, Dyson Sphere. Plus 4,000 energy, no maintenance. There's literally zero reason not to build this. I would build 10 if I could. If you got a broken megastructure, repair that, get the trait, and build this first. Every game, you just can't go wrong. This is just that good. And number 1, as you might have guessed it by this point, Science Nexus. You should always build this one first. Plus 900 research and plus 15% research speed. The percentage bonus speed to research is incredible at any point in the game. The fact that repeatable technologies apply instantly, and, well, they're repeatable, makes this one the most versatile instant solution to everything. Economy is going bad? No problem. I'll just research the technologies that give me the plus 5% increase to the resource that I'm lacking. Fleets, no problem. If they need beefing up, repeatable techs will fix that. Also, the fact that repeatable technologies apply to each weapon makes them literally the main determinant between equal fleets. It does not matter if the enemy can see you coming when your one destroyer is stronger than his battleship. There is just nothing you can do. All they're watching is a giant barrel staring them at the face. The bonus from this is it just keeps on stacking, and that's why Science Nexus, to me at least, is the king of megastructures. If you have any other ideas, or just let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.